Babe of the day. Babe of the day. Tempest Storm. I love burlesque queens, and one of the greatest of any age is Tempest Storm. Who doesn't like a tall, stacked redhead? The name is obviously not for real, although I can't think of any name more appropriate for her. She picked a good one. Tempest Storm was born as Annie Blanche Banks in Georgia. She developed quite early, at least in body. Emotionally, she was very immature. She married at the age of 14 just to get away from her parents, only to have the marriage annulled shortly after. She married again at the age of 15, but that lasted only half a year. Annie Banks was only 17 and working as a cocktail waitress when she was talked into the striptease profession. A week after she accepted, she was told she needed a stage name. The manager of the burlesque house, who was a woman, suggested Tempest Storm, and that was it. No matter what she looked like, Tempest Storm was a name that was going to get anyone's attention. It worked, and it was backed up by her incredible looks. By the early 1950s, Tempest Storm was just it. She appeared in many stag movies and men's magazines. By 1957, she legally changed her name to Tempest Storm. She's one of the few striptease artists to have done so. A lot of women try to separate their public and private personas. That's understandable. Tempest, though, embraced her very public side. For sure, Tempest Storm became very well known to the public. Where most burlesque performers remained popular on just the burlesque circuit or in the men's magazines and stag movies, Tempest's popularity crossed over a bit into the mainstream. She even appeared in Life magazine. One of her biggest crossovers into the mainstream, though, was a relationship she had with Elvis Presley in 1957. This was big, although it didn't last long. Elvis liked Tempest Storm quite a bit, and he was a superstar in 1957, but he had only been one for about a year. He had concerns about what a relationship with a stripper would do to his career this early on. Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, was really upset about it. The media had already been labeling him controversial for his music and especially his dancing. TV shows were filming him from the waist up. It was a stupid thing, even back then, because Elvis was always a clean performer. But the sensationalist press was always out to get him. That never went away, even after his death. It's unfortunate, because Elvis and Tempest could have been very happy with each other, but balancing show business life with a personal life has always been a slippery slope. Tempest was known for her steamy love life, including a relationship with John F. Kennedy. Tempest slept with JFK before he was president, but while he was already married. She claimed that JFK was not a happily married man, and that Jackie was cold to him. Tempest married 2 more times in her life, both of which ended in divorce. Although she wanted to stay married, the guys she picked wanted to change her and decided they didn't want their wife to be a burlesque queen. Tempest was darned if she was going to wear a dress all the way up to her neck. So that was it. Her last marriage ended in 1967. Tempest performed regularly until 1995, at the age of 67. I've got to admit, this took a lot of grit on her part. For one thing, she started when burlesque houses were still hot, continued during the sharp decline of the 1960s and 70s, and still found places to perform her act into the 90s. Not to mention that she was in her late 60s when she decided to hang it up, a good 20 years or so after most of her colleagues retired. But it gets even better. She still performed, every once in a while, through at least 2010. That's incredible. Tempest died in 2021 at the age of 93 after a brief illness. A nickname for Tempest was Queen of the Exotic Dancers. This seems accurate. She had longevity, popularity, and was very comfortable with what she did for a living. When she started, her profession wasn't respected by the masses. Since then, and still in her lifetime, Tempest became a very well-liked star who was deemed to be talented. Since she's been gone, she is still liked by older fans and being discovered by newer fans. Tempest Storm made being a tease cool, and for that, she has been chosen as a Babe of the Day. Babe of the Day.